Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, students. Yes, girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today, it is not current shipping environment. It is actually shipping practices, which was taught by somebody else, I think Captain Harnai. And that topic, those remaining lectures have come to me now. That responsibility is given to me to complete your syllabus for shipping practices. Okay, so I hope I will be able to do justice to whatever topics are balanced with you. And whether you are happy or not happy, I'm not very sure. To get me on shipping practice also, that is the second subject. But anyhow, let's see whether I am able to do justice to that or not. Okay, so let us start. Have you given control to me, Irfan bhai?
Yes, sir. Sharing rights are given, and also the video is also spotlighted for everyone.
Yes, okay, okay. So I will just see the PowerPoint presentation. If I take the screen, this one, post attendee folder, this one.
You can see the desktop screen of your laptop.
Yes, correct. Correct. I have taken for desktop screen only so that I can, access anything, whichever is required.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So I believe you were going through your lesson number 8 during last your lecture, and those are lesson number 8 is your shipping operations, and you have already completed two things in that. That is, one is when ship is approaching port, then you are having lighthouse or you are having approach channel and turning basin. So three of these things I believe were covered during end of the third lecture, and this is fourth lecture. Is it so? This is fourth lecture?
Yes, sir. Fourth lecture.
Fourth lecture, no? Okay. So 4, 5, 6, 3 more lectures. Surely they will be there. And remaining topics from that is draft and air draft limitations, tides, pilotage, tugs, moorings, vessel traffic management systems, anchorage, and bunkers. Means all these are activities near the port or activities in the port of the ships. So these we are going to discuss so that your little bit more knowledge is enhanced on shipping operations. Of course, last our current shipping environment, we have seen two small films or movies or videos. One is on general cargo loading, and there I have given you a lot of information, and you also must be remembering because this was just last week only. So general cargo, how it is loaded, how are the cargo holds, and what type of equipments are used. And these are also in shipping practices. These are the similar things which should be taught to you or discussed with you. So one by one, let us see. I'm not sure whether you are aware what is draft of the ship. Any other subject uh, where this is covered already? Draft of the ship. What is this draft of the ship? Yes, it is covered. Somebody can unmute and tell me, no problem. So I know that
Yes,
how
sir, it
much.
is covered.
Okay, covered. So you are
Yes,
more
sir.
or less, okay with that concept. Okay, what is this draft, which is already
Yes,
means which is spelled as DRAUGHT, drought, but it is spelled or it is pronounced always as draft, referred to as draft. Okay, and draft and air draft limitations when ship comes into port. So that we are going to discuss. Okay, then tides also a little bit mention of tides will be also there, and pilotage, tugs, moorings. So one by one we will go ahead and let us see. Okay, so girls and boys ready to go? Yes. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
yes, sir.
So as you are ready, we will also proceed and see. This is we are seeing cross section of a ship, and cross section of a ship. Here we are able to see ship from the stern, after part of the ship, and ship is cut at the middle, and this is how you will look. This is the accommodation. These are the bridge wings, and this is the monkey island, and this is the radar mast. Okay, and this is the width of the ship, total width of the ship, and this is the main body of the ship, or which is called as hull of the ship or shell platings of the ship. And this part is called as keel of the ship. This is keel of the ship. Okay, and this is all cargo area, and ship is floating in water. Okay, so let me just give me 1 minute. Let me pull this strip down. Okay, so I also will be able to see what you are seeing. Okay, now here we have shown on a sketch what are main this draft, air draft, freeboard, and underkeel clearance. So let us see one by one. This is now ship is floating in water. This is shown as water line, from here to here, water line, and this is draft of the ship from here to here, up to keel and up to water level. So where ship floats in water, so how much deep ship's
So
body
there's some
has.
network issues, sir. Unable to hear.
No, sir, loud and clear. Maybe the problem is from his end.
Maybe on your end, it's okay.
Okay, okay, because I'm able to listen all the conversation loud and clear, and
Correct.
I hope many of you are able to listen to me loud and clear.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, thank you,
Yes, sir.
thank you. So maybe individual isolated issue of network, maybe a little weak. Okay, so draft is ship is submerged. How much ship is submerged in water? Vertical distance between water line to the keel of the ship. Water line to keel of the ship. So draft of the ship from here to here. Okay. If you want, I can do drawing also on this sketch. There is no problem. We can do that. So this is what is. Okay, so draft I wanted to actually show you. Okay, so from here to here will be draft of the ship. Okay, vertical distance down. Okay, this is the draft of the ship. Okay, then from here to here, this topmost part of the ship till keel of the ship, this is the total height of the ship. Means how much high ship is when ship is built. Okay, so this is given by the shipyard, and when ship is floating, this part of the ship is always going up and down. This part of the ship is always going up and down, and above water, whatever part of the ship remains above water. So this is water line, and above water, this is this much part is up to the highest point, is called as air draft. Okay, so this is called as air draft. So both things are very, very important when ship comes into port. And for port also, both things are important to get from the ship what is the draft of the ship and what is air draft of the ship. So air draft is actually reverse of the draft. Total height of the ship minus draft of the ship will give you air draft. Okay, because you don't have to measure, and you cannot measure also from here to here, but with the dimensions whatever available to you, you can be always checking that and you can calculate. But one quantity you have to know, either draft you should know, total height of the ship you know, which is given by the builder of the ship. And once you know the draft of the ship, then you can calculate air draft reverse way. Okay, now from draft till main deck of the ship, this is called as main deck of the ship. This deck is called as main deck, means maximum watertight area is at this deck. Okay, from here all forward to aft, and from water line till main deck of the ship is called as freeboard. This is called as freeboard, because freeboard also we are going to be mentioning during that pilotage. So that also you should be knowing. Okay, so one dimension we have seen is draft of the ship, this one. Other dimension we are seeing is air draft. Third we are seeing is freeboard. And fourth one, which becomes very, very important, is your under keel clearance, or UKC. This is in shipping, it is known as UKC as a short form, under keel clearance. So this is the last plate, bottommost plate of the ship is called as keel of the ship, KEEL, keel of the ship. And how much from the keel vertical distance up to the seabed. This is seabed. Okay, so this one is seabed. So up to seabed, how much distance is balanced from the keel, or how much clearance is there from the keel, that is called as UKC. And all these things are mattering a lot when ship comes into port. Okay, so why? Because you require sufficient clearance down below. You require depth of the port where ship is going to be coming, and depth at the jetty where ship is going to be coming, sufficient so that ship floats without touching the bottom. You require air draft, also known to you or known to port, so that whether ship can be brought in under some hanging wires or overhead wires or bridge which is joining from one end to other end. So below that, whether ship can pass or not, that can be ascertained, and that is also point of view of safety. And here is freeboard. Freeboard is when pilot is coming on board, with how much he will have to climb on top, that is also mattering. So all these features are required to be known much before ship is coming into port, because if your port is not having depth sufficient, then ship also will not be able to come into port. Okay, and normally this type of information is exchanged much earlier. This information about port is also available to captain from various sources, like publications like Guide to Port Entry, or from the agent, or from the owner. Owner also gives this information, or owner's agent also provides this information to the captain prior loading the cargo. Okay, prior loading the cargo means in load port you load the cargo, and suppose you are coming to another port for discharging, all such information has to be there. Accordingly you can plan your ship's loading. Okay, so let us go to, so all these dimensions are okay. I hope that draft, air draft, freeboard, and UKC, under keel clearance. Okay, so now to read the draft or to know the draft, what is this, how much is the draft, where the ship is floating. Ship is marked on the outer surface, that is hull of the ship, the draft marks are given. These are we are showing here. These are draft marks here. This is the forward part of the ship, and draft marks are given here. Okay. So this is forward part. This is the bulbous bow of the ship, and these are draft marks. These are in meters. So draft marks can be given in meters and centimeters marked, or they can be even marked in feet, but feet markings will be in Roman letters. Okay, just for your information. And these markings are done with each mark is at 10 centimeter, and each mark is of 10 centimeter height. Okay, vertical height, I'm saying. So equivalent to 10 centimeter. So suppose we take here this 5 meters. So this 5 meter, whatever here is painted or stenciled or engraved. So this will be of 10 centimeter, and between 5 meters top and this two also will be 10 centimeters. So thereby you can read the correct draft, and you can also interpolate between the two figures what is the draft, and you can read draft to a centimeter. Okay, 2 centimeter, 1 centimeter draft also it can be read. Now on hull of the ship, the draft is marked at 6 locations. 6 locations. One location is forward. This is forward location. This is forward port, and other side is forward starboard. So on the right hand side of the ship and left hand side of the ship, you are having this draft marks painted. Then another location where draft marks are painted at the midship. Midship means midpoint of the ship. Suppose ship is 100 meters length, then 50 meters length, port side and starboard side, outside on the hull, the draft marks are painted. And again, this is the stern area of the ship. This is, you can see here, propeller churning the water. This is the rudder or steering. And this is also marked. This is also marked on port and starboard. So forward 2 places, midship of the ship 2 places, and after part of the ship 2 places, total 6 places the draft is marked on the ship's hull, which can be read. With practice you can read it better, and with education you can read it and you can be expert. Okay, so whenever you are loading cargo, whenever ship is sailing, whenever cargo is to be calculated, this draft is required to be read, and it becomes very, very important. Okay, and with this draft, suppose you load cargo, then ship will sink down. Ship's hull will go into water. Okay, I'm not able to do question answers with you because that much time is not there, and who will answer, but in between I will keep on asking. It is just very common with common sense that anything you load on top, the ship will have more sinkage and ship will go down in the water. So draft will increase. So this increase of draft, whenever ship is constructed, how much draft will increase after adding how many weight, how much tons of cargo is given by shipbuilder. Shipbuilder will give. Okay, so that is called as tons per centimeter. So to have 1 centimeter change in draft, 1 centimeter ship to go down, then how much tons of cargo is to be loaded is given in the stability booklet of the ship, which is called as TPC. Okay, here I will try to write here TPC so that you will get that word here, because here I did not see in this chapter TPC given, but probably you have done it somewhere else. Probably, I'm not sure. Okay, so this is TPC is tons per centimeter. So how many tons are required to submerge ship by 1 centimeter, or to bring up 1 centimeter? If you want to remove cargo, then 1 centimeter to reduce draft evenly all over, means forward, aft, midship, how much cargo is required to be loaded or discharged. That is given by shipbuilder and it is called as TPC. Okay. So is it clear now? 6 places draft is given. Tons per centimeter is also provided. 6 places draft can be read by experts who are trained in that. And ships officers, of course, they are trained to read correct drafts. And of course, people who are going on ship as surveyors or cargo calculation or for other purpose, they also can read the draft accurately. Okay. Now, already we have seen draft of the ship, air draft of the ship, under keel clearance, and freeboard. So these dimensions we have seen and you have understood. With this, I will go ahead. Okay. Can I go ahead?
Sir,
Yes,
one
sir.
question on that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. Anybody? Go ahead, no?
Sir, which
Hello?
number written in the Roman?
Okay, I'm coming to that. Okay. See, on the ship's hull, these draft markings are done in meters and centimeters. That is one method of marking. Other methods, some countries are using even feet and inches. So they will be written in feet and inches, but only thing that it will not be number 1. It will be Roman number 1. So we will come to that. I will just show you. Okay. So I will not spend time now here reading these notes. Okay. This also I will not. Okay. So, okay. This is what is that. This is that Roman letter, what I am saying. Roman numbers. Okay. These are Roman numbers. See, X, I. This is number 12. Okay. This is XI. This is number 11. X is number 10. Single I is number 1. So Roman numbers also, mariners are to be expert to read Roman numbers. And when we are having this draft in feet and inches, whenever some ships, it will not be marked both. It will be either in meters, centimeters, or it will be in feet and inches. Mostly your wherever American culture is used, American culture is there, or American influence is there, because America is working still in feet and inches. And then you are having Taiwan or South Korea or Philippines, they are having Russian influence, American influence more. And other all over world, they are using meters and centimeters. So this how it is marked. This is marked Roman letters. Each letter is 6 inches, means half foot, 6 inches each letter. And difference between each letter from here to here, the distance between each letter is also 6 feet. So half foot this one and half foot up. So dono milake from here to here, both are 1 foot. Okay, 6 inches here, 6 inches here, 6 inches here, 6 inches here, like that. So that also can be interpolated, but this draft reading is little different. Like suppose water line is up to here, this here, then this will be 10 feet and 6 inches. 10 feet and 6 inches. In feet and inches, you don't say 10.1, 10.2. That way you cannot read like meters and centimeters. You can read, no? So like that. Okay. Now suppose water is up to here. Then this draft is 1 meter and 40 centimeters. So 1.4 meters, this draft. So if you can see my marker or screens, then now suppose this draft, suppose water line is up to here, then this draft is 1.6 centimeters, 1.6 centimeters or 1.6 meters, sorry, not 1.6 centimeters, 1.6 meters or 1 meter and 60 centimeters. Okay. And as I mentioned, this is 10 centimeters from here to here. So when water rises, it comes up to here, then this draft is 1.7 meters. Okay. So you are not expected to be expert on this reading of the draft, but just for a clarification and just for a little bit more knowledge, I am telling you. Okay. Now, by reading draft, what all things you know? Okay. Draft is read by using draft marks. to know underkeel clearance. You know now what is underkeel clearance. To know displacement of the ship, we are going to see what is displacement of the ship. To know freeboard of a ship, you have seen that freeboard, draft, and air draft. To know air draft of the ship. Then to know trim of the ship. Trim means how much ship is forward and aft difference. You know, means sometimes by the after part, ship is gone down more and forward part is up. Like speedboat is going over water, you can always see the forward part out of the water and stern part is submerged more. Then we are saying ship is trim by stern. Trim by stern. Okay, so you will come to know trim. Then you will come to know list. List means port starboard, whether ship is already inclined. That also you will come to know. And you will come to know hog or sag. Because when ships are long and loading is not even, uneven loading, then when suppose long stick you take, and suppose you press it down at both ends, then middle portion will come up. Are you able to visualize this? Suppose
Yes,
long
yes, sir.
stick you take and
Yes,
both
sir.
ends you press down, okay, with hands. So center part will come up. Then this sort of activity is called as hog or sag. And when this portion is coming up, then it is called as hog. And in case only center part is pressed down more and both ends are not having much weight, then the center part will go down. It is called as sagging. So ship also has this sort of effect, sagging as well as hogging, because when ship is long, the loading or loading weights are uneven, they are not equal, or they are not balanced all over uniformly, then you will have hog or sag. And that is also can be found out by reading the draft from all 6 sides. That is forward 2 places, midship 2 places, and after part of the ship 2 places. Okay. Now, this one we will read little later. I hope you have already done this plimsoll mark.
Yes, sir.
Already
Yes, sir.
done?
Yes, sir.
Under which this thing? कहाँ पे किया ये? Which subject?
Geography में भी क्या?
Geography.
Geography
Okay.
of
Geography of
Okay,
sea
very good.
transportation.
So then you are knowing this and you are knowing this also. This is your load line zones of the world.
Tropic है summer.
Yes. Okay. So I will not spend much time on that. Okay.
Sir, I have one question on the plimsoll mark.
Okay.
Sir, I just wanted to confirm this plimsoll mark is based on the climate of that zone or the weather of that zone.
There is very little thin difference between weather and climate. Both are more or less same. But these are, see, these are marked on every ship as a load line. And that is depending on the season of the, it is climate is or your weather is can be temporary. Maybe today weather is bad, but overall season is bad. So it is seasonal marks.
Okay.
Okay, understood difference
Okay.
between. Okay.
Yeah, noted.
And this is, I'm giving you just a gist of the picture, actual picture of the ship with having, which is having load line marks, and these are the draft marks. This is at midship, no need to say, because these load line marks are at midship. And this is having, you can see 2 marks. Here one plimsoll mark, load line marks, and this is load line mark. Okay. Can you see 2 marks? Yes, no? So
Yes, sir.
this ship is actually, basically this ship is a bulk carrier. Means I had taken the photo. This is not photo from the net. This is photo I have taken from the ship in the docks. And this ship is basically bulk carriers, but ship is also suitable to carry timber cargo. Timber cargo means wood cargo. So that is why these 2 load line marks are given for the ship. This is for the bulk carrier and this is for the timber carrier. Okay. And timber carrier, if you see here, one small prefix is there as L. Sab jagah mein L you can see. And L is actually limber or lumber. So L lumber is timber, and that is given like this LLL. So whenever you are loading timber on the ship or wood on the ship, maybe plywood, maybe logs, maybe chips, then you will be using this plimsoll mark or draft mark. And this is plimsoll mark and this is LR. So this is Lloyd Registry of Shipping. Just by looking at this area, one comes to know whether ship is fully loaded or not. Now, who are not understanding where ship is fully loaded here, what do you feel?
No.
No, the ship is not loaded. It's empty.
No.
Okay, not ship is not empty. Ship is loaded, but it is not fully loaded. Okay, when ship is fully loaded to her capacity, summer draft, this red and black and red line is there. No, so this red line will not be visible. So this is the summer draft, and these mostly these two colors on ship side are painted conventionally or traditionally with two colors. So one upper color is different, bottom color is different, and this is at summer season. And by looking at this, lot of this summer color you can see here, red color. So ship has lot of capacity to load further. And if water line is up to here, then more or less ship is loaded full in summer season. Okay. Another thing we can come to know is draft of the ship. Yes. As soon as you come to know draft of the ship, you know freeboard of the ship, you know aircraft of the ship, you know under keel clearance if you know depth of the water, and further you come to know classification of the society by looking at the plimsoll mark. This is LR. So Lloyd's Registry of Shipping is classification society of the ship. So without going on board the ship, just from outside you can come to know which classification society is there for the ship. Okay. Okay. Now, coming here in your study material also, this picture is given. So this is approach channel for the port where your ships are coming in. And this is your Mumbai port. And this is your JNPT, Jawaharlal Nehru port, that is Nhava Sheva port of container terminal. And this is your Mumbai port. This is old Mumbai. This is your Butcher Island. Oh no, this is Butcher Island here, where tankers are coming in. So to come in, as you come close to the ground, close to the land, the water depth finally becomes 0, and water depth is reducing as you come too close to the land, and you require more and more. You require more and more depth so that large capacity ships can come inside. Okay, so that is why you have these channels, approach channels, which are dredged to bring ships with maximum cargo and maximum capacity. Okay, so the channels are dredged, and just outside the channel, water may not be so much. Now this the Mumbai port or Jawaharlal Nehru port, JNPT or Nhava Sheva port, can take ships up to 15.5 meters draft. So water depth has to be at all the time maintained at more than 15.5 meter, maybe 17, 18 meter depth is required. Okay, then only you can bring the ships from the channel. So this is that approach channel which you have already studied. Okay, approach channel is marked with the buoys. Buoys are there. The approach channel is marked with the buoys. Okay, and where the ships come inside. Now just outside the approach channel, there may not be sufficient water, and if ship goes out of the channel, then ship will run aground. The word what is used is running aground. So ship will run aground means that means keel of the ship will touch the bottom, and thereby making under keel clearance 0. Under keel clearance will be then 0. So UKC under keel clearance has to be there for about maybe 3 meters or more. So safely ship can brought inside. Okay, so this is approach channel. So now draft is important. How limitations are coming? Limitations are coming. See, JNPT now we are saying 15.5 meters draft can be brought in. Ships can be brought in. And now suppose my ship is having draft of 15.8. Can the ship come inside? The answer is no. This such ships cannot come inside. My draft is 16 meters. Can I come inside? No. Answer is no. So large capacity ships or large draft ships cannot come inside. So this becomes limiting factor for port to accept such ships. So large ships cannot be taken in the port if you don't have sufficient depth of the water. Then these ports, they will be depending on high water, low water, which is a natural phenomena, because moon is, whenever moon is coming close to that area means that area of the earth, then water is free on the surface of the earth. 70% earth is having water. So whatever is free, it gets pulled towards the moon, and you have high water. High water means, see, water from the ocean. Suppose moon is on this side, then water from the ocean will be pulled in, and you will have high water here. High water. And high water means normal depth of water is suppose 10 meters. During high waters, the depth may increase to 13 meters, 14 meters, 2, 3 meters, 4 meters. Draft means tide will be there, rise of tide, and you will have more depth of water where you can bring larger draft ships inside. So tide also makes a lot of difference. And every day you have two tides, high water, low water, high water, low water. Every 6 hours, these tides are changing. So if you happen to go close to the coast, where you will find during low water, there is no water at all near the coast. And during high water, there will be no mud, you will not be able to see. Such type of phenomena happens twice every day, 2 high waters and 2 low waters. So totally 4 tides in a day, low water, high water, low water, high water. It keeps on changing every 6 hours. Slowly, slowly water will rise, slowly, slowly water will reduce, slowly, slowly rise, slowly, slowly reduce. And this also advantage ports take to bring the ships in with high water, with higher amount of draft. Okay, so that is also taken into account. Now, when ships are coming inside, in case you are having any bridge, suppose tomorrow they build bridge from this Kulaba to suppose Uran, then ships which are coming in will be having limitations for air draft, because bridge cannot be built as high as possible. Whatever they will build, still you will have some limitation for the height from under the bridge, how the ships will pass, and that is called as air draft limitations. So port will be collecting that information also whenever ships are going to be coming in, and there is some bridge. But now in Mumbai port, this is a map of Mumbai port, we are not going to have any bridge here now, at least. They are building bridge from here, that is the Nhava Sheva to Shivdi. Nhava Sheva to Shivdi, okay? So that bridge is coming from here, and it is going like this, like this, like this, and it is going to New Bombay here. So there is no much means only fishing boats will be going inside. But other than that, commercial ships don't go inside from here. And that bridge height will be then a restricting factor, that how much high ships can pass under the bridge. Okay, so that also becomes a restricting factor. So we have seen draft and air draft restriction. Okay, see here how this is shown here. This is the bridge, flyover bridge, and under the bridge ship is passing. This is the air draft of the ship from here to here, and from bridge, below the bridge up to waterline, how much clearance is there, that is declared everywhere in the charts, in the port, to the ships. Everybody knows that. And then pilots also who come, they will decide whether ship can go under the bridge or not. Suppose too much high water is there, too much water has risen up, then sometimes this mast may touch the bridge and damage the bridge as well as damage the ship, as well as sometimes it can be a major accident. This type of things can happen. That's why one has to be very, very careful. Okay. Now, when ships come inside the port is having like this chart. When ship come inside, see now, here whatever currents are there, wind is there, the effect, tide. So all these things, every person, every captain who is coming on the ship here, he cannot be 100% expert about this inner things. Plus, whenever ships are coming here, suppose now ship has come up to here, then you are having many launches and boats and some maybe barges, maybe some shipping activity, which is not international, which is only Mumbai port activity that is going on from here. Like this is Bombay, your gateway of India. From gateway of India, many boats will be going here and there. Many boats will be traveling from here. Bahutadakka boats will be going to Uran. They will be going to Alibag. They will be going, so they will be crisscross here. Many activities will be there. And that activity, those people are not trained for international shipping laws or international shipping. So, plus one more factor, this is a local activity. They will be all of these people, okay, they may be expert in this area. They may not be able to speak international language. They will be speaking only Indian language, not only Indian language, only local language. Like Mumbai port, maximum of these boats and fishermen and all, they will be using Hindi or Marathi or Konkani to speak or to have conversation. And when ship of foreign origin, crew of foreign nationality, they come, and suppose he comes up to here and he sees that some activity here, and if he stops here, he will go out and his ship will run aground. And if he proceeds, it will be accident. So you have to, liaison with these people who are operating here or who may be becoming hindrance. So that is why you require a local mariner, local person who is marine professional to start from here, go out and board the ship. Board means go on the ship here when ship is coming inside. And this is called as pilotage. And the person who is local expert, local man, and he is marine professional, this person is known as pilot. So aircraft pilot is a different person. Aircraft pilot is person who is actually taking aircraft from point A to point B by flying. But ships are taken from point A to point B by captain of the ship. And to bring inside the port, and to take out from the port, you require some assistance to the foreign nationals who are not belonging to this place, and that person is called as pilot, and he goes on ship here somewhere outside the port, sometimes here, depending on port and how much activity is there. And then that pilot will be assisting captain, and he will bring the ship because he knows the current, tide, local situation, local language, local traffic, everything he is familiar. Plus he is familiar with the port control, coast guard, navy, everybody, and then he brings the ship inside, and he will be able to berthing the ship safely. So this is for the port safety, as well as this is for the ship safety and for the business safety, trade safety. So all the ports in the world, they will have pilot. Pilot is not voluntary. This is the compulsory pilot. You have to take this pilot, and these pilots are employed by, suppose now JNPT. So JNPT will be employing pilots. Over the years, they will be expert and they will be given charge to bring ships inside safely and take out the ships inside safely and come home again by getting down from here. Okay. So this is what is pilot and this is what is pilot's duty. Now, how this pilot goes on ship, okay, and how he boards the ship. So every ship which comes inside the port has a pilot, unless a ship is coming very, very frequently every day, 2 times, 3 times, 10 times ship is coming in and going out from the port, and the captain is expert of the local, then he may be given exemption to take pilot. Okay. So otherwise pilot is compulsory, and pilotage charges are also given, are also expenditure to ship, and in port call, whatever the expenses are there, one factor is pilotage charges. Pilots are employed by the port. Okay. Now this is a chart shown in your study material only. This is Melbourne Port in Australia. And this is how the on chart pilot boarding ground is shown. Okay. So ships will come up to here and wait. And then pilot will be coming from inside the port. He will come and go on the ship and then take ship inside for berthing. So that entire operation is safe. Okay. So this is, see now here they have shown 5 nautical miles. So 5 nautical miles away, this pilot will meet. So first person to go on ship is pilot from that country. Whichever country ship is going, first person to board is pilot. Okay. Now how this arrangement is made? Because ship is at sea, 5 miles outside the port, there can be a lot of waves, there can be a lot of swell, there can be a lot of current, and there may be wind or snowing or raining or showers, thunder showers. And in such scenario, the pilot has to go on ship. So how this is made? The ship will lower a ladder, and these are requirement as per IMO, big arrangement for pilot. Okay, so this is a poster. Every ship will have this sort of poster, and this is required boarding arrangement for the pilot. So this is a ladder which is made up of wooden step and rubber step. These are rubber steps and top are wooden steps. Both side ropes are natural fiber ropes. This is natural fiber rope. These are not nylon or your polypropylene. No, these are natural fiber. And this ladder which is made is uniform and standardized size as well as dimensions, which are internationally same. All over world, this pilot ladder will be constructed or made like this only as per requirement. Okay. Then these are given man ropes with which this pilot can climb up one by one step and go on the ship. Now ships are having, as per their size, as per their condition, loaded condition or discharge condition, they can be having large freeboard or having less freeboard. If less freeboard means height above water up to the deck, continuous deck. Okay, what we have seen, that is freeboard. So if less is there, no problem. But if freeboard is large, then big problem, because person has to climb. From here, he will be climbing, 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 climbing. Then he has to go up, and then he has to climb again to the bridge of the ship, navigation bridge of the ship. So totally, sometimes it may be 10 to 11 story building. He has to go up climbing. I do not see whatever we are having in Mumbai high-rise buildings or in city high-rise building, all the people will be using only lift, and no person will go climbing 20 story, 30 story, 60 story. Nobody will go. Okay. And that also, when building is stable, you have all the time in the world, still nobody will climb like that. And here the ship is not stable, ship is drifting, ship is having lot of wind, ship is having lot of waves, swell, current, and ship is even rolling, pitching. In such harsh conditions, the person has to climb, climb, climb. So they have put a limit that how much a person can safely climb. So safely climb, they said, 9 meters. 9 meters person can climb safely. And if ship is having the freeboard more than 9 meters, I hope freeboard you are understanding. Huh? When I'm talking freeboard,
Yes, sir.
you should be able to visualize what is free. Yes, you should be able to visualize what is freeboard. Okay, so if more than 9 meters freeboard is there, it's about 9 meters is about 30 feet. Okay, so if more than 9 meters freeboard is there, then regulation says you must have combination ladder arrangement. Means there will be a ladder like this, and the pilot who is going up, his height of climbing should not be more than 9 meters. So you must give one more ladder. So large ships will have this type of arrangement, combination arrangement for taking in pilot. See here, now this pilot is going up. If you can see here, this pilot is going up, and this is ship's officer who is receiving him here, and he will give him hand, and he will give him courage, and he will say, okay, you have come, welcome to the ship. So this is first international ambassador from the country is boarding the ship. This is pilot is ambassador of the country ship is visiting, and this is ambassador of the ship who may not be where the ship is registered, who may not be where the ship's owner is staying, he may not be where ship is managed, he may be some different nationality person, but he is appointed as ambassador from the ship. So both people meet, and he meets him, and he takes him on the bridge. Okay, so this is how is goal. So pilot is compulsory to go. And here you will see here, if you are seeing here, this is a mark put on the ship side, like you are having draft marks there, you are having load line marks there. So similarly, this is a combination ladder mark. Okay, this is painted, this is totally 2 meters, this is 1 meter, and this is 1 meter. Okay, and 2 meters and 2 sorry, this is 2 meters and this is 2 meters, marks are painted. Top 2 meter is painted white, bottom 2 meter is painted red. If this red mark you are able to see, that means draft of the ship or freeboard of the ship is more than 9 meters. But if you are seeing only white mark here, then freeboard is less than. So this is the height where freeboard from here to here is 9 meters. From this white and red, where this interface is there, from here the freeboard is 9 meters. So when ship is, this red mark is visible, then pilot also knows this ship is having more than 9 meters freeboard. So he will be knowing that the ship will be providing him combination ladder. Okay. Here now this is coming without combination ladder. The pilot is coming on ship, and he is going from here, and this is ship's officer as ambassador from that country. This is ambassador from the visiting country, and they are coming and meeting. So first person to board the ship is pilot for berthing the ship. Okay. Further now, when ship comes inside, ship has to be assisted by tugs. And tug means it is a powerful boat for towing, pushing, pulling the ship. Towing, pulling, pushing the ship. Okay. And there are three categories of tug. One is sea-going tug, the harbor tugs, and river tugs. As per the name, this is size and capabilities are little different, and they are constructed also differently. So this is, let us understand what is this sea-going tug. Sea-going tug is tug which can go out to sea, to the ocean. So it requires lot of different compliance against the regulations and good construction for sea-going capabilities. Okay, so the tug should not have any, it should be having 100% proof, waterproof arrangements, and it should be able to take the weather out when it goes to sea. So this is a differently constructed tug. The work of this is also same. The towing, pushing, pulling, and maybe supplying something to other units in ocean. So like oil fields, like Bombay High. We are having Bombay High about 100 nautical miles away from the land. So whatever things are required in the field, oil field, those will be supplied by sea-going tugs. Okay, and those are called as offshore supply vessels or offshore supply tugs or anchor handling towing tugs. Okay, so those are sea-going tugs. This is harbor tug. Harbor tugs are smaller in size but powerful engines, and they can quickly maneuver in same place. So maneuverability is more required, because in small areas they should be able to turn 360-degree or maybe turn from here to there. Very quick actions they should be able to do, so that they can assist the ship which is coming inside the port, because ships do not have any brake. Ship got no braking arrangement. Braking arrangement is only reversing engine. Reversing engine, put on reverse gear and run the engine. But while stopping the ship, ship will start turning or ship will start swinging, and it is free on water to move anywhere. Free on water to move anywhere. Suppose wind is there, wind will push the ship little away. If current is there, current will push the ship, and to control that, it becomes little difficult in constrained waters, in limited waters where there is no depth of water, is very restricted, very small restricted area, narrow areas. So that is why you require tugs to pull the ship, tow the ship, push the ship. So for that purpose, harbor tugs are there. Normally, harbor tugs are owned by Port Trust. Like Mumbai Port Trust is having number of harbor tugs. JNPT Port is having. So all the ports in the world, they will be having pilots, and they also will be having harbor tugs. Okay. And that is called as flotilla, marine flotilla. Okay. Then you are having river tugs. So many of the countries, this inland waterways, river navigation, river transportation, transportation of water over rivers, transportation of goods over river is much developed, because that is the cheapest method of transportation. In India, we are now catching up with it slowly. So India, we have already having, other day we have seen Indian ports in that I have mentioned, from Calcutta to Varanasi, already containers, already cars, some other cargoes, they are also transported to and fro, Varanasi to Calcutta, Calcutta to Varanasi through Ganga River. Okay, so those are river tugs. They will be mainly towing or push-pull arrangement with the barges, and barge is just a storage floating storage for the cargo. So you put the cargo and this river tugs will tow the cargo from one place, point A to point B, through rivers. And rivers, of course, they are floating in water, but rivers are not having rough weather like oceans are having, seas are having. So they will be also constructed differently. So, but all of them are coming under tugs category. Okay, so let's see further. This is a beautiful world famous picture which is available at many places. And this is a ULCC, ultra large crude carrier. The name is Zahire Viking, and capacity of this tanker is 5.5 lakh tons of crude oil. And you can see these boats, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 tugs are trying to put this tanker on the jetty here. This is a tanker terminal. This is called tanker terminal. Ship is loaded with 5 lakh or 5 lakh plus or 5.5 lakh tons of cargo, that is oil cargo, and all these tugs are pushing the ship slowly, so that the ship can be tied up to the jetty, and then this cargo of 5 lakh tons can be discharged to the refinery. Okay, so this is a very famous picture, and here you will be able to appreciate these tugs. All this series, number 1, number 2, number 3, these 3 tugs are pushing. Actually, this is their pushing from the stern. So they are pushing the ship slowly, they are pushing the ship on the jetty, and this is a very controlled moment. Okay, controlled moment. And this tug here, he's pulling the ship's stern. After part of the ship he is pulling, so that this forward part will come this side, and this tug is also pulling. See here, faint, you can see wire here, like this, like this, like this, like this. So this tug is pulling the bow of the ship towards this. He is pulling stern inside, so ship will come parallel to the jetty, and these 3 tugs are pushing the ship on the jetty. So this is what work is done by the tugs. And tug to our normal day-to-day basis life, and people who have seen and who say that towing vessel, towing not vessel, so sorry, towing vehicle, towing vehicle. So in India, many of the garages, they will say not, they will not say towing, but the towing has become toching. So they will say toching karega. If your car has broken down on the road, the mechanic will say toching karega, and it will cost you so much. So that towing vehicle is also charging quite a lot, because it is having um, excuse me, it is having powerful engines and towing arrangement. Okay, and especially this towing arrangement is you will be able to see that RTO is also towing the vehicles which are parked in wrong areas, no parking zones, or broken down. Then they will be also towing. So that towing vehicle and these tugs is more or less same, but these tugs are capable of doing many other things, including not only berthing and unberthing of the ship, but they can also fight the fire. They are fitted with some powerful pumps, so that water can be pumped in case some fire is there on the tanker or in the port. Then the same tugs will be doing firefighting operation. Okay, so they are also fire brigade duty also they will be doing. Unlike your towing vehicles on road, they will not be able to do any firefighting. You require special fire brigade truck separately. But here these trucks are capable of doing firefighting in port or on ship. Okay. Okay, this is the photograph of a tug. Just to explain you this. This is see, this is a big padding, and this padding is of rubber. So rubber is basically, it can take impacts, and when tug is pushing, then this rubber is coming into contact, and inside it is, this is your steel structure, and it is strengthened. So rubber with rubber, this is also rubber. See, this one is also rubber in the front. So when tug is pushing, it is pushing with smooth surface of rubber. So your ship side also doesn't get damaged to where he is pushing, and tug also does not get damaged. On the after part or here, tug will have a wire or the towing rope with which tug can pull the ship, okay, as per advices from the pilot. Okay, now once ship comes, okay, like this is ship and this is a terminal, tanker terminal, and these are, if you see, these are the dolphins, and here ship will be tied up with the ropes, and ropes will be given by the ship. Ship will have ropes here, ship will have ropes in the aft, and ship will be tied up by the ropes. It can be polypropylene rope, it can be nylon ropes, it can be wire ropes also, or it can be some different material ropes also with which ship will be tied up. Okay, now this tying of a ship on the jetty, on the port, on the wharf, on the terminal is called as mooring operations. So when ship is berthing, ship is coming into port, mooring operations, and when ship is sailing out from the port, those operations are called as unmooring operations. Mooring operations of the ship is one of the most dangerous operations on board, and many accidents takes place because when you are using these tugs may get some undue stresses, and the line which they are using for towing, like this line they are using for pulling the ship, so this line may break, it may break, and the broken part may go up and hit to the crew. Broken part can come into tug and hit the people, and if such thing happens, and if in case somebody comes into that way of that rope which is broken, the people will suffer fatal injuries. It will be serious nature. Similarly, when you are giving rope from here to tie up here, rope from here to tie up here, then those also ropes sometimes they can break. So mooring operations are dangerous operations on board ship. Okay, so how ship is tied up and what are moorings given and what are their names, that we are going to study here now. Okay, see, now this is a ship, this is a forward part of the ship, this is a stern part of the ship, this is forward part, this is the after part, stern part of the ship, and we are saying a plan view, this is called as plan view, and this is bridge wings, this is bridge wing, this is bridge wing, this is accommodation, and this is starboard side of the ship, this one is starboard side of the ship, and this is port side of the ship, port side. Okay, now I hope that you are familiar with port and starboard side of the ship. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Or you want me to
Yes.
read you, or you want me to tell you again?
Sir,
Okay.
please tell again.
Okay, please tell again. Okay. See, how we define our directions in schools, how we tell children, school children.
Left, right.
See how we are saying. Okay, I will tell you how we are teaching. Okay, face the rising sun, and that direction is east. Exactly opposite towards your back is west. When facing rising sun, on your right hand side direction, raise your right hand, the direction is south, and raise your left hand, the direction is north. That is how we are telling them initially. Okay, so similarly I will tell you, when you are standing on the ship facing forward, so your face should be towards this. So facing forward, the right hand side of a ship is called as starboard side, and left hand side of a ship is called as port side. Okay, and then we will say further that ship is divided equally into two parts, that is port side and starboard side. And that port side and starboard side, see, from here center line, you make center line from here, here, and you make up to here. So this is center line of the ship, which we are calling as center line, port and starboard center, forward and aft center line of the ship. And the right hand side part is called as starboard side. Left hand side part is called as port side. Okay, when facing forward. So this area we are saying forward area. This area we are saying aft area. This portion of the ship is called as stern area or poop deck of the ship, and this is called as forecastle deck of a ship. Forecastle deck of a ship. Okay. Now how ship is tied up? This is a jetty. See, this is a jetty. This is a dolphin, and this is the center part. And this is typical, a tanker ship is put on the dolphin, on the terminal, tanker terminal. And see, from here, ship will give lines. These are called as lines. The ship will give lines, and ship will be making fast with the jetty. And this is jetty, this is a strong point here. Somebody's microphone is on, so please mute. Whoever microphone is on, please mute. Or no problem. I think whose microphone is on, I can feel microphone on is Preeti Saini. I can see microphone on. Yes, Preeti Saini. Ma'am, please put your microphone off. Mute the microphone. Irfan bhai, jara mic ये कर दो. Okay, I think she is not attentive. She has kept the phone on and busy somewhere. Okay, so let us see. Okay, now the here forward, they have given three lines here, and these lines we can say as headlines. The forward lines which are given, they are called as headline. Okay, headline. Then next lines which are given here, they are called as breast lines, breast ropes. Okay, these are called as breast ropes. So 1, 2, 3, these are breast ropes. These are headlines, and these are the springs. Okay, these are the spring lines. Okay, so actually they are not made up of spring or something. It is just a terminology used as spring lines. Okay, because normally what used to happen, these lines used to be made up of wire, steel wires, and they used to call them as spring. Okay, so here head ropes, breast rope, and spring. And here these are called as stern line. These are stern lines. This is again breast line, but this will be called as aft breast line. This is called as forward breast line, and this is aft spring, and this is called as forward spring. And sometimes we mention this as forward back spring, because this line is coming backward, means behind, and this is going forward. So both are called as back springs. Okay. Now how ship is controlled? See which all movements of the ship is controlled. When ship is tied up, the ship's engines are off. You cannot keep any engines running. So ship engine will be off, propeller is not running. And see, these lines will not allow ship to go behind. These lines will restrict ship from going behind. These lines will restrict ship from going ahead. So the longitudinal movement ahead and astern will be controlled by 3 stern lines and 3 head ropes. So this is the use of that. Then these brace ropes 1, 2, 3, brace ropes 1, 2, 3 will keep ship tightly alongside. This is what we are calling alongside, means ship will be kept tightly against the jetty. And these 3 ropes, these 3 and these 3 brace ropes will not allow ship to go away from the jetty, away from the jetty. And this one again, this one will not allow ship to go ahead. This one also, this one will not allow ship to go in the behind. Okay, means floating on water, no? So it is easy, it is free. Suppose you are not having any lines, no? Then ship will be away from the wherever the current will take, wherever wind will take, the ship will go. So you have to firmly tie the ship. So you are having now two pairs of the ropes which are doing same work. Can you tell me? Can you tell me? This is question for you. Can you tell me which 2 lines are doing same work, similar work rather? बताइए.
Headline,
Yes, headline and
headline and forward spring.
Headline or not forward spring. Headline, see,
Headline stern.
headlines are parallel to this aft spring. So they are doing same work.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. And stern lines
And forward spring.
yes, they are doing same work. And brace ropes, they are also doing same work. Okay. So like this. Now on top we will read typical mooring of a ship. Ship all made fast. Ship, once these lines are made fast means tied up on the jetty, tied up on the ship. Okay. So then we are saying it is as made fast. Ship is made fast. Okay. Once these lines means how many? 3, 3, 2. So 3, 3, 2 is 3 plus 6 and 2, 8. And here also 8. So 16 lines, either they can be wire ropes or polypropylene or nylon. Okay. So then we will say ship is made fast. Port side alongside. So this port side is kept alongside on the jetty. And what is the mooring pattern? Mooring pattern, we are saying 3 plus 3 plus 2 forward and aft. So 3 plus 3 plus 2 forward and aft. So this is forward, and 3 plus 3 plus 2 forward and aft. So this is the standard language used by mariners, that how ship was made fast, when ship was made fast. So now we say suppose 11:15 ship is made fast, port side alongside, 3 plus 3 plus 2 at Jawahardeep, Mumbai port. So this tanker is made fast. And if you are carefully seeing, then this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, these are actually fenders where the ship's hull is coming into contact with the jetty. So these are fenders which are made up of rubber, and sometimes they are even using aircraft tires. Aircraft is having big tires, and aircraft do not keep their tires on till it bursts. They don't do that. So they will change those tires at certain amount of uses, and those tires will be useless. So these tires will be coming as a fenders. So these are called as fenders. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is rubber, so that the ship will not damage the jetty, and the jetty will not damage the ship. Now, dono ka what is material of both of them? Ship is made up of what?
Metal.
Metal, yes, iron. And jetty is made up of what?
Concrete.
Concrete, yes. So both are harsh actually. Both surfaces are very this thing. One is steel and other one is cement. And cement can damage the steel, and steel can damage the cement. Okay, so that is why in between rubber is put, and as a cushion for cushioning effect, and rubber, and that rubber thing is called as fenders. The name of that is fenders. Okay, so this is a pictorial view of a ship which is tied up. Now here these are 2 headlines. These are brace ropes, and these are springs from here to here. Okay, and this is forward part of the ship we are able to see. This is anchors. These 2 anchors. Anchors are up, So ship is, and as I was mentioning you, the draft marks forward two places. So this is draft mark on the forward starboard side. This is draft mark on the port side. Okay. Now this is also mooring arrangement we are seeing. This is now see here, these are the stern lines. This is stern of a container ship. And these are the brace ropes. And this is the springs. And this is the ladder of the ship. Ship is MSC is the company. And this is a container ship. Okay. And this is ship is tied up. Now which side alongside and how ship is tied up? Can you tell me in mariner's language? Which
Starboard side.
Fast starboard side 3 plus 3 plus 2 forward and down.
Okay. No, not 3 plus 3 plus 2. Now here, okay, we can say 3. Here is 2. And here it, I am not sure, but it may be 2. So 3 plus 2 plus 2, starboard side alongside. Okay. Now these moorings, standard moorings are 3 plus 3 plus 2 or 4 plus 3 plus 3, whatever. Okay. Now these are also different locations and depending on different conditions of the ports, these type of moorings are specified, like Mediterranean mooring, Baltic mooring, running mooring, standing mooring, spider mooring, single point or single buoy mooring, SPM, then conventional or multi-buoy moorings, and ship-to-ship mooring, depending where and how you are using these moorings in various conditions of tides, various conditions of local phenomena, various conditions of the current, various conditions of the wind. So such moorings or various conditions of the infrastructure. Okay, so depending on that infrastructure, depending on those successful moorings which are used in those ports, so these moorings names are there. So let us see what are these names of these moorings and how they are. Okay, it is not expected that you should be knowing everything, but you should know mooring 3 plus 3 plus 2, port side alongside, starboard side alongside, fenders. That should be good enough. But here also we will see. Okay, now this is shown as single point mooring. This side, single point mooring. When ship is tied up to a buoy, here SPM, single point mooring buoy. So buoy, as soon as you say buoy, means it is floating on water and it is fixed to the seabed by a concrete or by a anchor, by anchor. So this buoy is anchored to the seabed or it may be fixed to the concrete. Okay, so this is SPM mooring. So this is tied up with the ropes like this, and there may be one tug here, just holding the stern, so that ship does not go rotating around the buoy, or ship does not move from here to here to here to here. So behind there are no moorings, but only one tug is kept. Okay, so this type of moorings is taken as single point mooring. All these moorings are having different advantage, disadvantage. So depending on where they are used, what for their use. So now see here, this is now another type of mooring. This is Mediterranean moorings. And what it is, this Mediterranean mooring? Mediterranean mooring, this is the name. This is a jetty here, fixed jetty. And ship is tied up to the stern. Ship's stern is tied up with the mooring.
Hello,
Two
sir.
ropes only. Yes, please.
Can I ask one question?
Yes, please.
Sir, while doing this activity, the ship's engine will be off or on?
Ship's engines will be off. Doing this
Okay.
activity, ship will be using engine, but tug also may be assisting.
Okay, sir.
Okay, tugs will be assisting. Ship's engine is very, this thing, controlled use and very small use, because ship engines are too big to push the ship. So tugs are required, and then you are able to do it with local expert, and that local expert is pilot. Okay, so these are the stern lines which are given, only stern lines. There is no brace ropes, there is no this thing, and there is no jetty also on this side. Here also there is no jetty. Okay, and on the forward part you put two anchors, one anchor here and one anchor here. Anchor means this is anchor to the seabed. So ship's front is tied up with the anchors, and ship's stern is tied up with the only stern lines. So this is called as Mediterranean mooring. So this different type of arrangements port is having. Not all ports, only some ports only will have where space is constrained, where currents are more, whether the wind is more, and depending on the activity. Okay, so let us see further.
So one small thing.
Yes, please.
Since we don't have any jetty kind of thing near the SPM, and what kind of operations will be done at this?
You can have small barges going here, the shallow draft barges, and cargo will be discharged into the barges, and barges will take to shallow water.
Cargo will be discharged by floating crane.
Then floating crane or ship's crane you can use. Depend.
Yes.
Or SPM is very famous mooring for tankers, where floating pipes will be here, and those floating pipes will be connected to the ship, and those pipes will be going down to the seabed, and seabed from submarine pipeline will be put to the refinery. So those sort of operations are also possible.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Now this is running mooring and standing mooring. Okay. Running mooring and standing mooring. The use of anchor is done. Anchors, both anchors, port and starboard anchor is used. One anchor is put in the front, one anchor is put in the back, and there is a specific maneuver or specific moment so that ship is tied up, and such type of requirements are there wherever the tides are strong or whichever constraint port is having. Okay, so here both anchors are used in a different fashion. Like Mediterranean mooring we have seen, two anchors same length more or less, but here the one anchor will be here behind and another anchor will be in the front. So such type of different arrangements are made, and those are called as running mooring or standing mooring. Okay. Okay. Now for tankers, who gives the guideline for mooring? When ships are small, the port can take care. But when ships are very huge and the environmental impact can be very huge in case some accident takes place, that's why there are guidelines from the OCIMF. And OCIMF, we have now this is the advantage to me. I know what I have taught you in current shipping. So we have seen waiting of the ship, and this word we have used already, OCIMF, Oil Companies International Marine Forum. So OCIMF publishes a book on mooring equipment guidelines. It includes, but not limited to following. Okay, what it includes and not limited to following, it says guidance for the purchasing, testing, management, and retirement of the mooring lines and tails. Retirement means this is not from service. Actually, it is from service. So when you condemn, mooring lines also are having some age, age, wear and tear. So when you condemn that mooring line or when you retire it from the service, so such type of guidelines are given. Tools to help operators manage equipment and lines from design to retirement means manufacture to retirement, entire guidelines are given. Line management plan and mooring system management plan. So mooring management plan, accordingly on jetty, they will have strong points where these bollards will be put as a strong point to tie up the ship. Okay. Information on human factor, berth design, fittings, ship-shore interface, and alternatives also are discussed in that OCIMF guidelines. Then mooring technology, how ships should be moored, that is also given there. Then terminology to describe the strength of mooring lines and equipment and other technical specifications such as wind and drag coefficients are also discussed. So they are giving all the safety guidelines as to how this moorings of the ship will be done. Okay. So this is OCIMF publishes the mooring equipment guidelines and moorings of the ship, design of the ship, design of the port, construction of the jetties, all such type of things will be given in OCIMF guidelines. Okay. Do you want to take break or we will just finish this much? Okay, I think we will. Okay, little only.
We'll finish.
Maybe another 10 minutes we'll finish and then we'll take break. Okay. So another now important factor when ship comes into port and where ports are having this, not each port will have this, huh? Only major ports, and depending on how much your country is developed, how much money you are having to pump in for shipping, then you are having, or how much traffic density is there, accordingly, you may have this vessel traffic management system to make your country more safer, shipping more safer, with minimum amount of accident, and as well as security. Security means any of the foreign nationals visiting your country, like when we say foreign nationals, it can be even attack from terrorists, like Ajmal Kasab and his team. They visited Mumbai for attack. And if this VTMS would have been very effective, or monitoring would have been very effective, the boat would have been caught much earlier, or every boat's movement is also possible to track. Most of the advanced countries or developed countries, they are having this. So vessel traffic management system, which is very very much known as VTMS. Okay. So we are having in India, Mumbai VTMS. We are having entire Gulf, that is your Gujarat coast from Kandla VTMS. So all the ships entering the Gulf, Gulf of Kutch. So that is also monitored by radar station under VTMS. Mumbai port is totally under VTMS. Okay. So Singapore is having VTMS. Entire area of Europe shipping is under wide area, digital wide area each designed for both independent and joint operations. Okay, VHF radio communication. So three separate centers are there to record and monitor the movements of the ships. Then radio direction finder, from where the frequencies are coming, from which direction, from where the any activity is generated. A long range transponder system incorporating IALA specifications radio stations, then integrated remote weather sensing system. So weather or wind, waves, tide, that is also sensing system is there. Then mobile hydrographic survey system inclusive of DGPS positioning. So hydrographic survey system as we have discussed. Then simultaneous multi-sensor tracking based on tracking sensors like AIS, GPS, and direction finder, a linked and synchronized database system with displays, then chart-based integrated VTS operational workstation and digital communication links. Okay, so entire port, like suppose, means I will give you one small example. Suppose wherever you are staying, and suppose all cars you monitor on a screen. So you keep one scanner and whatever all, like your CCTV is recording everything, whoever is coming, what is his activity. So same way, this VTMS is actually CCTV over a large area. So large area, of course, different system is used for recording, but it is on the screen. So any ship moving, any boat moving, anything, ship is anchored, two ships are moving, all such type of activity is 100% recorded. So all your actions are 100%, shipping actions are 100% recorded, and that is advantageous for the port to monitor even security, port security, as well as planning of the ship's movement. Quickly, we will do this chapter and then we will take a break for a short time tea break. Okay, anchorage or inner or outer anchorage. So when ships come to port, sometimes they have to wait. Sometimes they have to wait. The jetty may not be ready. The jetty may not be vacant. Pilot may not be available. The tide is not suitable. So on and so forth. So the designated anchorage area on the water will be marked on the chart, and ships will be directed by VTMS to anchor there. Okay. Ship will be using anchor, and once ship anchors there, the time is recorded and notice of readiness can be tendered if it is in charter party. Okay. So what for ships anchor outside the port or inside the port? So some ports there may be inner anchorage and outer anchorage. Like Mumbai is having inner anchorage and outer anchorage. Like close in front of Gateway of India, what ships you see, those are inner anchorage ships, and maybe 30-40 miles outside the port, those are outer anchorage ships waiting for various purpose. Okay, so let us see what are these purpose. Awaiting pilot for berthing the vessel. So waiting for pilot, requirement clearance by any authority prior berthing. So like this COVID situation. So if quarantine clearance is not there, or health clearance is not there, ship is waiting till ship gets health clearance. Okay, or custom clearance. Taking on cargo. So ship may be loading, discharging cargo at anchorage if port does not have sufficient depth to come inside. So ship will be lightened. Lightened means some cargo will be discharged in anchorage, and once draft is less, then ship will be coming in. Then passengers in case of insufficient port facility. So sometimes passengers also may be disembarking at anchorage, taking in supplies. So ship may be taking in water or provisions or stores or maybe bunkers also. Okay, and then crew change, sometimes possible. So crew is due for relief and for changing crew. Then repairs, surveys, waiting, and audits. So all this you are having this familiar: repairs, surveys, waiting, or audits. So those activity are going on. So ship is anchored outside the port. Then shelter from rough weather. Sometimes if weather means outside in ocean, weather is rough, then sometimes ships come into port. This is the purpose for why ships will be anchoring. Okay. Then let us see further. This is the ship and this is the chain which is made up of cast steel. And this is chain and this is coming down to seabed. This is seabed and this is anchor. And this anchor gets embedded into seabed, and then ship is happily floating on top without going much here and there. So then we are saying the ship is anchored. Okay. And many a times if you see navy, merchant navy, anywhere related this, then there is a symbol of anchor. So this is what is that anchor. So ship is using anchor for those purposes what we have seen. Okay. Bunker and supplies. Now ship requires major expenditure of shipping is on bunkers, fuel. And fuel every time ship requires. There are some ports, major ports where bunkering, those are called as bunkering hub. You have seen in geography probably. So Singapore, Rotterdam, Fujairah, and Houston. So these are the bunkering hub. So any ship visiting these ports, they will be taking bunkers because they are cheap, they are readily available, and whatever grade you want, that is available. Okay. So these are the four major bunkering hubs. And other key global bunkering ports: Antwerp, Hong Kong, Gibraltar, Panama, Los Angeles, or Long Beach. So these are the another key global bunkering ports. Other than that, every port, almost you can say 80% of the port bunkers will be available more or less, but they may be, you may require 3 days notice, 10 days notice to supply bunkers. Bunkers may come by trucks, and bunkers may be expensive, quality wise they may not be good. So such type of things are there, but bunkers are available all over the world, all ports you can get bunker. They may be very expensive. So that is why from bunkering hub, where bunkers are cheaply available and given in bulk very quickly. So such bunkers are available there. Okay. Now what type of bunkers you require is, one is heavy fuel oil bunker. Heavy fuel oil is one product before tar. When crude oil is refined, the tar is last product, and one product before is heavy fuel oil. So it is so much impure and so much with impurities. So that is burnt on ship, and that is why shipping becomes a cheapest mode of transport. Okay, heavy fuel oil. Diesel oil, everybody knows what you are having on petrol pumps, those sort of diesel oil. Of course, now ships cannot use what you are using on your petrol pumps. Ships require now special type of diesel oil that we will discuss just now. Okay. Then marine gas oil bunkers. So diesel oil, more refined quality is gas oil. Then lube oil bunkers. Then LNG fuel bunker, liquefied natural gas, compressed and liquefied. So that is also given as bunker. And this fuel, low sulfur bunkers. So low sulfur bunkers, see, world over, the exhaust from the ship is polluting the air. And that is why there are regulations or conventions coming from IMO already in force. So in special area of, this is called SECA, Special Emission Control Area, SECA, Special Emission Control Area, which is Baltic and North Sea. In that area, you cannot use bunkers who are having sulfur quantity more than 0.1. So in Europe, you have to use only 0.1% of sulfur quantity bunkers. However, other part of the world, you can use 0.5% sulfur quantity. This 0.5% sulfur quantity is compulsory for all over the world from 1120 1st of January 2000. Ending this session, part of 4th session of today's lecture, where we have discussed the your lesson number 8, and we will have 10 minutes break, and then we will join back. In case you have any doubts, we can deal at that time. Okay, so now time is, let me check time. What is the time? 11:46. So we will meet again back at 12 o'clock, 1200. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
For the good afternoon, boys and girls, and welcome back for the second session of the 4th lecture on your shipping practices. And just now we have finished port operations, and in that we have seen draft, pilotage, tugs, moorings, then bunkers, anchorage, VTMS, security, all such type of things we have seen. And now next topic is lesson number 8, cargo carriage and stowage. So cargo carriage and stowage is the name of the lesson, and where we are going to study stowage factor, broken stowage, light ship, deadweight, GRT, displacement, draft surveys, density, TPC, angle of repose, and safe moisture limit. Of course, both these things are not given in your study material, angle of repose and safe moisture limit. But I hope you have probably done it in some other topic. I'm not sure. Kiya hai already? Angle of repose?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. So we will just brush those topics also, 2 topics. So let us proceed. And if you are already electronically connected, you are able to listen to me and see the PowerPoint presentation, then we can continue. Okay. So let us see what is this stowage factor or load density or load density plan, stack weight. These words are also very common, which are connected with the loading of the cargo. Okay, so load density, let us discuss load density. So when bookings on the ship, bookings means cargo bookings, that how much cargo is there to be loaded, and how it will be loaded on the ship, which space will be given to that cargo, which port is next port of discharge, which zone ship is going, that is that your load line zones, how much cargo to load, means capacity wise, where to load, how to load, what all equipments are required for that, all such type of preparations is done by the ship and assisted by the owner, or on owner's behalf the agent or the ship manager. So they will be providing all the assistance, and this job is mainly done by chief officer of the ship, and of course overall command of captain of the ship. So some terminologies and some concepts we must see that what they mean. So load density is maximum weight that can be loaded safely in an area of 1 square meter. Means wherever you are going to load the cargo, on that area, how much in 1 square meter, 1 square meter is 1 meter length, 1 meter width. On that area, 1 meter is 1 meter square. How much cargo can be loaded safely, maximum cargo, safely is the word. This word is very important here, safe. safely how much cargo is loaded. Okay, and that becomes the load of that area. So in cargo hold, ship's cargo hold, the cargo will be loaded like other day in the video we have seen, the cargo is loaded on the deck of the lower hold, deck, which becomes the tank top, which becomes the tank top of your double bottom tank. So on that area, how much maximum pressure, how much maximum load you can make over 1 meter square. So that is load density. And this load density is given in your load density plan. So there will be, shipyard will be providing you load density plan, and accordingly, without exceeding that load density, you have to load the cargo. And load density is expressed in metric tons per square meter. So suppose I said 10, means that means 10 metric tons I can load in 1 meter square area. And this load density matters more and more, or it is important feature to consider more and more when cargo is every time loaded of different nature. If same cargo is loaded, similar cargo is loaded, then it is not so much. Like bulk carriers, every voyage the cargo will be different unless you are loading same cargo every time. So this cargo, how much you are loading, how much is the weight of the cargo, how much cargo is going to be exerting weight on that meter square area, that has to be considered. Okay. So bulk carriers, general cargo ships, those will be affected with this, as well as your containers. Oil cargo generally is light, voluminous cargo. So it will not make much difference on the oil cargo. Oil cargo loading, different precautions you have to take. Like suppose car carrier, if you are going to load car every time, which is a four-wheeler, you don't have to worry because ship is already designed to load the cars. But when you are designed to load a bulk cargo, you can load maybe iron ore, which is very heavy. You can load coal cargo, which is very light. You can even load, suppose I don't use this fancy words like iron ore and coal cargo. Suppose we are loading not cornflakes, popcorn, which all of you are familiar with. So suppose popcorn we load on that bulk carrier and cargo hold will be totally full. Will the capacity of ship will be full load wise, the tonnage wise? What will be the answer?
No, sir.
No, because those popcorns are very light cargo, voluminous cargo. So
Volumetric
then,
cargo.
yes, volumetric cargo, voluminous cargo, volumetric cargo. So volume is more. So they will not be exerting so much pressure down below. But when you are loading iron ore, they will be exerting more pressure on your per meter square area where this load density matters. Okay. Then load density plan, the shipyard will provide you, and you have to follow. The ship's chief officer is a cargo officer who is in charge and having full responsibility to load this cargo safely and carry this cargo safely, take care of this cargo safely, and reach with this cargo from point A to point B and discharge this cargo safely. That is the duty and responsibility of chief officer. Okay, and overall supervised by captain of the ship. Okay. On containers, their containers are boxes. Other day we have seen like match boxes or like Legos, they were kept on one on top of the other, one on top of the other, where the stack weight matters. So how many stacks you can load one above the other, whether 9 containers can go, whether 10 containers can go. The stack weight word is mostly used on container ships. So that also has to be seen, and that also has to be taken care of. Okay. So let's see further now. Now let us see stowage factor. Okay, stowage factor. So before coming to stowage factor, let us see these pictures here. This is a jar, glass jar, and where glass marbles are put inside, or these are small TT table tennis balls are put inside in the jar. Okay. What can be your observation on this both things? These balls are put inside, or suppose this jar you fill up with sugar, you fill up with salt from bottom to top and balls. So volume wise, how much volume is occupied by sugar? Suppose you fill up this jar, how much volume is occupied in sense of percentage? Sugar or salt you put inside the jar, how much volume is occupied? Can you?
100%.
Smaller the cargo, higher the occupancy.
100%.
Yes, almost 100% space will be occupied by a bulk cargo, which is smooth in nature and which occupies the shape of the vessel, which is going to be container. Okay, so nearly 100%. Why I'm saying nearly 100%, still small molecules will be there in between. There will be small space left, maybe. And then you shake it well and again put little bit more inside and shake it well and again put, then this will be more nearing to 100%. But when you are having these balls, each ball is of round shape and it is not going to take shape of this container, shape of the jar. And in between balls, can you see a lot of space which is balanced here, 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 here. So vacuum or air is there in between and space is lost. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, no? Okay. So both things are mattering to mariner, or both things are mattering whoever is carrying the cargo. And one is stowage factor, other one is broken stowage. So what space is lost here? This is called a broken stowage. Broken stowage means this is unutilized space which is wasted because of the shape of this cargo. Okay. And stowage factor means suppose you are having this TT balls is a cargo and this container is a cargo hold or hatch where the cargo is loaded. So at any given time, how many balls you will be able to load here, that you can calculate if you are having some formula, if you are having some meter cube per ton or one ball, how many meter cube, that way you can calculate. Okay. And if you are given stowage factor, then total volume of this jar divided by that stowage factor will give you exactly how many, whether 10 balls will come or 20 balls will come in this jar. And every time the ball size is same, then every time those many only balls you will be able to load and nothing more. You agree with this statement? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
If you are appreciating and agreeing this statement, then very easy to go further. So stowage factor basically is the space occupied by unit weight of cargo. Okay, so stowage factor is space occupied by unit weight of cargo in normal conditions. A ship has a limited amount of space in which to load the cargo. Limited amount means ship does not have unlimited space, only cargo holds you are having, and those have to be made available to the cargo. The stowage factor of a cargo will allow the calculations of the space it will occupy in the hold given its weight. The lower the stowage factor, denser the cargo. So stowage factor is less, then cargo is more heavy, what we say, or denser the cargo. For example, iron ore has a stowage factor of 0.28 meter cube per ton. So that means if you want to load iron ore, of 1 ton. 1 ton is 1000 kg. If you want to load, how much space it's going to occupy is 0.28 meter cube. Okay, 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter is 1 meter cube. So out of that 0.28 meter cube only, it will be able to occupy if you are loading 1 ton of iron ore. So this becomes the stowage factor of iron ore. So stowage factor of popcorn will be more than 0.28 or less than 0.28. Question to you. Stowage factor of popcorns will be less than 0.28 or more than 0.28?
Less than 0.28.
More than.
More than I
Should be
think.
more.
More than.
Okay, nobody is saying equal. Somebody is saying less than, somebody is saying more than. Okay, now I will just clarify that. It will be much more. It will not be more. It will be much more than iron ore, because iron ore is very heavy. It occupies very small volume compared to popcorn. Popcorn is volumetric cargo. It is having more volume, but weight will be very less. Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
the storage factor means per meter cube per ton will be much higher. Okay, the storage factor of same type of cargo may vary depending on the nature of cargo and region from where it is sourced. Where the bale goods, this word is bale. Huh? So what is this word bale means? I will explain you. Bale goods are concerned. An important point is whether the bales are carried compressed or uncompressed. Okay, so this bale means, see, take a cotton. Okay, so cotton you uh, uh, make it voluminous, spread this cotton. Okay, uh, what you do, spread and don't compress it, and then store it in a suppose small container, and another container same size, you compress this cotton and strap it with bundles and store that small bundles into that parcel, into that container. So which container will be heavier, where cotton is not compressed and kept, or the cotton is compressed and strapped together and kept inside?
Cotton is compressed and cotton.
Compressed one.
That will be heavy.
Okay, okay, very correct. The compressed one will have more weight, and this compressed cotton is called as bales. And this word bales has come from this only, because from India, the Britishers used to take away all the cotton and make all the fabric in UK. And while taking this cotton, suppose if they would have taken all this cotton without any strapping or without bundling, then in the capacity of ship, less cotton would have gone. And they wanted to carry maximum amount of cargo from India so that India is empty much faster. So what they used to do, strap this cotton so much tight so that minimum amount of volume it will occupy and maximum amount of cotton can be loaded on the ships. So that strapped cotton very tight and made bundles, those bundles are called as bale, B-A-L-E. So that is called as bale cargo. So bale cargo, okay. So that bale cargo is compressed. So again, cotton, ordinary cotton will have large amount of stowage factor, whereas baled cotton will have less stowage factor. Okay, just for comparison and just for making your views correct and you understand better. Okay, so that is your stowage factor. Okay, so low density stowage factor. Now we have seen another thing is broken stowage. So we will come to that also. Okay, so now volume in meter cube. Suppose your hold is having volume in meter cube. If you have not studied, I will just mention it here. See, I'm taking this lectures now as a makeshift arrangement, and that's why I'm not so much aware that how much it is taught. But ship is having the volume of your cargo hold expressed in two different terms. One is bale capacity, what bale I was explaining you, this famous cargo of Britishers of cotton bales. Okay, so bale capacity and grain capacity. So as we discussed, if you are loading in the cargo hold grain, it will occupy in every nook and corner. सब जगह जाके पहुंच जाएगा. Yes or no? And there will not be any broken stowage that we have seen with this jar. Jar में देखा ना? If you are putting salt, free flowing salt, and fill up this jar, will there be any broken stowage? Almost no. Yes, I agree with that.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So that means entire volume of this jar is utilized. Okay, entire volume of the jar is utilized. But when suppose ship's cargo holds are not like jar, they are having internal structures also, because ship side outside hull is smooth. So all the strengthening members are inside. So all the strengthening members are protruding out in inner surface of the cargo hold. And with that, when you are putting bailed cargo or boxes or your pallets, then less amount of pallets will go, and they will not occupy every nook and corner of the cargo hold, and thereby losing a lot of space. So the shipbuilder will give you two capacities of the ship. So he will give you a grain capacity. Suppose now I say grain capacity of jar. Okay, grain capacity of jar. So it will be 100% inner capacity. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. No. Yes. So grain capacity is larger, which is 100% of each and every space inside the cargo hold. Whereas the bale capacity is lesser than grain capacity, which is only what is available in rectangle. Okay, whatever obstructions are there inside that nook and corner, the cargo will not go. Your bale cargo will not go, and it will not occupy that space. So that is why the bale capacity and grain capacity. So two capacities are there available to chief officer, to ship's officers, and the owner to load the cargo. And that is why volume in meter cube, ship's cargo hold, okay, and you divide by stowage factor will give you how many tons of cargo will come on the ship. So you will be interested how many tons cargo you can load, rather than having interest that how much volume. Volume sometimes it may be full hatch, but weight also is required, because finally you have to know the draft. You have to have limit as per your load lines, seasonal limit. So that is why weight is also important to you for distribution of weights evenly. Okay. So stowage factor becomes important. And then this, with this simple formula, you can calculate the weight from the stowage factor and the volume available to load the cargo. Now this is broken stowage. Here also these are steel coils loaded, which are in circular shape, rolls. And these rolls are, see here, this is broken stowage, this is broken stowage, this is vacant space, vacant space, vacant space. Everywhere space is vacant, and this vacant space which is lost is called as broken stowage. And this broken stowage is space lost because of that cargo is called as broken stowage, and it is expressed as percentage of stowage factor. So stowage factor, whatever you are there, you are having. So this broken stowage is considered or expressed as broken stowage percentage of stowage factor. So suppose stowage factor is 1, and suppose lost space is also 1. So what will be stowage or broken stowage is 100%.
100%.
So yes, so 1 stowage factor and broken stowage is also 1. So equal amount of space you are going to waste, then 100% stowage, broken stowage. And this broken stowage is added to your broken stowage factor to calculate your how much tons of cargo you can load. Okay, so that is your broken stowage. So this also becomes very important. Now let us see further. So stowage factor is given here. Okay, calculated ratio. Okay.
Hello.
Here for yes, please.
Yes, sir. The dunnage is calculated.
Yes, dunnage is also calculated because that is also wasted, and dunnage normally goes with whichever cargo you are loading. It is not uniform. Some cargo you require now. Suppose you are loading iron ore, no dunnage is required. But if you are loading bags, then dunnage is required. So that is also lost space. Okay. Let us see now stowage factor. Iron ore stowage factor 0.4 meter cube per ton, and wood chip is your wooden chips. Stowage factor is 2.5 meter cube per ton. So which cargo is light? Just by looking at the stowage factor, the lesser the stowage factor, heavier is the cargo, dense is the cargo. Okay. So this is just giving that example. So that means iron ore, you may not have your cargo holds full and you will be able to load full capacity of the ship. But volumetric, your volume, you will not be able to occupy full because weight will be, you will be exceeding weight. But wood chip cargo, you will be able to load entire hold and still your draft marks will not reach up to your limit, summer draft. Okay. So that is what it is, what it means. Okay. Okay. Stowage factor now depends on which point stowage factor depends is nature of the cargo. What is the nature of the cargo? How much is the moisture content in the cargo? So how much heavy that cargo is because of moisture. Okay. The settling time of the cargo, like wooden chips. Okay, wooden chips, suppose if wooden chips are suppose made chips and kept in sun for suppose 1 month, then cargo is wooden chip only, but it has become light. So the stowage factor has increased or decreased because moisture is gone.
Decrease.
Decrease or increase?
Increase, sir, increase.
Increase,
because
yes,
the cargo becomes light then.
yes, cargo becomes light. Like suppose, okay, simple example, your maize from which you make popcorn. So maize is having more stowage factor or popcorn is having more stowage factor?
Maize.
Huh?
So popcorn will have.
Popcorn.
Yes.
Popcorn is volumetric. Maize would be dead weight.
So popcorn will be having higher stowage factor. Maize will have lesser stowage factor because maize is heavier and it will occupy very less space.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Then the percentage of foreign matters, in case some foreign matters are there, that also matters. Age of commodity like wood chip, I have given you example. Suppose wood chip is 2 years old, 1 year old, 6 months old, just 1 day old, then stowage factor will be different. The stowage factor can be ascertained correctly only by laboratory analysis. So it has to be correctly measured and declared by lab. Okay, you cannot calculate. You can calculate by your experience, but it is available from the lab analysis. And also stowage factor is depending on the dimensions of the cargo. What is the shape of the cargo? Like your machinery space, machinery cargo, or your plant cargo, which are big pieces will be there. Like big boiler is you are carrying. So boiler may have its some parts protruding out. Boiler may be main boiler or main cargo may be just at the center, but some protruding parts are outside. That is also going to lose your lot of space, and that is also going to have more and more stowage factor, loss of space. Okay, and stowage factor. So this is what is about stowage factor and broken stowage. Okay, so these stowage factors of various commodities is given in your material, which is study material. And the stowage factor is given in which is available on ship in Thomas Stowage book. Thomas Stowage book ka naam itself is Thomas Stowage. So in that, all these which are standardized cargoes, in that broken this stowage factor as well as broken stowage is also given for each cargo, which can be used more or less for correct results. Okay, more or less. Then suppose shipper gives you the stowage factor certificate that this is stowage factor of the cargo. It's very good. Use that. Okay, but you have to. It is not very exact that exactly same amount of cargo, but more or less you know how much tonnage of cargo you will be able to load. Okay. Further now, density of water also plays a major role because ship is floating on water and the sea water density is not everywhere same. All ports it is not same. Some ports are in river where fresh water is there and density of water is just 1. Okay, and where sea water is there, means maximum sea water density of water is 1.025. So density of water ranges from 1 to fresh water and total salt water 1.025. And many of the ports, the density is in between. Like suppose you are having Mumbai port, and suppose it's a rainy season, the density of water will increase or decrease.
Decrease, sir.
Decrease.
Very little.
It will be coming down towards your fresh water because lot of water will come into. Suppose port is in a river, and suppose lot of floods have come, so river water will be flowing and your density will be close to 1. Okay, so the water will be closer to less salt and more fresh. So this type of things also you have to keep. And what difference it makes, how it matters to mariner, this density of water, because all these draft. So morning we have made one statement that you load cargo and draft increases. You discharge cargo, draft decreases. Okay, so these statements are true, but without adding any cargo or without removing any cargo, if ship is put from one density of water floating to other density of water for floating, the draft will be changing. And how much it will change? Like suppose ship is going from seawater of density 1025 to freshwater river port where only fresh water is there. There is no saltiness in water at all. So ship's draft will increase automatically without even loading cargo. Because what has happened, the density of water is less, the buoyancy force which is acting on the ship's hull, ship's body is less, so less than the ocean water, then the ship will be sinking little bit more. And this sinkage from salt water to fresh water is called as freshwater allowance. And this is given if you have studied that load line. And if you remember, there are 3 marks: basic, winter, summer, and tropical, which are season-wise, season of the world. And 2 more marks will be on top, that is fresh and tropical fresh. So summer draft in ocean to draft in river, this distance will be from summer load line to fresh load line, and this is called as freshwater allowance, which is given by builder when ship is built and calculations are done. So builder will be providing this information in stability booklet, and this freshwater allowance is mentioned in millimeters. It is so precise and so exact. It is expressed in millimeters. And like ship of say about 20,000 ton capacity ship will have about 200 millimeter as freshwater allowance. That means 200 millimeters is equal to how many centimeters? 200 millimeters. How many centimeters?
20 centimeters.
Fantastic. 20 centimeters. Yes. Good. So 20 centimeters, that means from seawater of 1025 density to freshwater in the river, if ship is going, the draft will change by 20 centimeters. So you will have 20 centimeters more draft when ship goes into river. And when vice versa, river to sea, when ship will come, you will have 20 centimeters reduction of draft. And this is called as freshwater allowance. So density plays a major role. Okay. So that means when you are having ship floating on water, is it that you must know the density in which ship is floating? Because according to that, you can calculate your capacity of the ship, how much cargo has gone in. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, no? So for measuring density of water, you have to use hydrometer. You have to use hydrometer with which you will be measuring density of water. So what you do, you pick up seawater or pick up water of the docks in the bucket, lower the bucket by rope, pick up the water, and that bucket of water, you can put this hydrometer. This is the equipment which is used to measure the density. This hydrometer is a precise equipment. Then you make it floating in that water, in the bucket or in the jar like this, and you read the density. And suppose then density is 1025, there is no correction to draft. But density is 1, then it is freshwater draft. But suppose density is 1010, so it is not 1025, it is not 1000, it is 1010. So there has to be correction to the draft which is to be made to get exact amount of cargo and weight of the cargo or weight of the ship, total ship, where ship is floating. Okay. So if you appreciate that, it's good enough. You don't require, you are not going to have any calculations as such, but shipping people, they have to know the calculations also, like chief officer, second officer, captain, all these people, they have to do calculations also. Of course, calculations are not very complicated, but still. Okay. Now, when we say that capacity of ship, okay, capacity of ship. Now the shipbuilder provides you, this is something called a deadweight scale. So he will give you draft, and against draft, how much is the displacement, how much is the weight of the ship, and that you convert to freshwater, and that correction of the density and all that you do. And then you get how much total weight is there of the ship, and with which you can carry, you can calculate the cargo, how much ship is carrying. Okay, we will come back here again. So let us understand this. So if you are there with me and if you are going to listen carefully, then you will understand this. Okay, you have to be with me. That is number one condition. And number two condition, you have to visualize what I'm telling you. Okay, now do not spend time on this reading this on the screen, what is there. Just see here. Okay, what I'm saying, just listen. Okay, first I'm going to explain you what is lightweight. So let us see one thing. Simple example I will give you of your life. Okay, you go to a showroom where two-wheelers are sold, say scooter or motorcycle. Okay, scooter or motorcycle is sold. You go there, and in showroom under that, all the bright lights and all and shining, those motorcycles are kept. You purchase motorcycle. Okay, so many of us were not reading those manuals, whatever are given. But when the manufacturer's manual is given, he gives you weight of the motorcycle with all the fittings and attachments. He gives you weight. And really, if you take that motorcycle and weigh it on the scale, weighing scale, usko hang it on the weighing scale, you will get that weight, what is written by the manufacturer. So manufacturer is giving you weight of that motorcycle. Does motorcycle in the showroom has lube oil? Does it have lube oil? Scooter or motorcycle?
No, sir.
Yes.
Lubrication oil.
Hey, yes.
Yes, engine oil.
Yes. Then small amount of fuel does it have?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And all the fittings. It has all the fittings?
Yes, sir.
Whatever
Yes, sir.
are required by the RTO. Yes,
Yes,
no?
sir.
Okay. So this is the condition weight of the motorcycle that is called as lightweight. Lightweight. And this lightweight is also of the ship. Now from motorcycle, we come back to the ship and we say that this is total body of the ship, all the fittings. So see here, ship's hull, machinery, and minimum amount of fuel, water, and ballast. Because this ballast is not there in motorcycle. Water ballast is not there, but fuel and water is also there. Water is also not there. Okay, because coolant you are using something else. So fuel, water, and ballast, all these things together, it is given by the shipyard as it is given by the manufacturer of motorcycle, lightweight. Yes? Is this
Yes, sir.
understood? Is this understood nicely?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because these concepts you should not forget. If you are going to be working in shipping, all this should be known to you at your fingertip. Okay. So lightweight. So lightweight is an empty ship with minimum amount of fuel, water, and ballast, and machinery and complete body of the ship with all the equipments. Okay. So this becomes the lightweight of the ship. Then when you take motorcycle, what it tells you, just next door there is a petrol pump. Please fill up petrol and go, because the petrol is not sufficient to reach up to your house. So he will give you advisory that please bunker yourself, put petrol and go. Okay, so that is minimum amount of fuel only. Okay, now you have taken a motorcycle. Now as a cargo, you have suppose purchased something and you are having one bag. That bag you are carrying, a small bag that you will put inside the dicky, motorcycle dicky or scooter dicky. Whatever you have, maybe hat or something, or that you will keep it inside. You will carry one cargo like a pillion rider, whoever you are going to make him sit at the back. So he is one cargo with you. Okay, so he is one cargo. Whatever you had, bag or office bag or purse or whatever, that you are going to keep it inside the dicky. Yes, and you have loaded the petrol in nearby petrol pump. You have put maybe some lube oil also along with that, and you are ready to take off. And whatever you have added now in the motorcycle is your cargo, and that is your dead weight. So just see, dead weight tonnage is weight of the cargo, fuel, fresh water, ballast water, stores carried on board the vessel when floating at her load draft. So when you are riding the motorcycle, with all the cargo, whatever weights you have added on that after the showroom is becoming your dead weight. Okay. So similarly, when ship comes out, then you are putting some cargo, you are putting fuel, you are putting fresh water, you are putting ballast, you are putting stores, spare parts, whatever. So that becomes your total weight becomes dead weight. Can you calculate now motorcycle? Can you calculate what you have added? Suppose you bring motorcycle at home. Can you calculate what all things you have added on motorcycle when you bring home?
Yes, sir.
Fuel.
Because fuel you know. Do you know weight of the fuel? Yes, later you can convert into weight. So there is no problem. Suppose lube oil you have put, that also you know. Suppose in dicky you have put 5 kg of something, that also you know. So this is all whatever you are adding is called as dead weight. Ship में थोड़ा सा आगे उसके आगे है, more variety is there, like fresh water, ballast water, stores, fuel, cargo, so on. So now in this dead weight, I will give you time to read and you have to tell me what is the maximum amount in this. इससे सबसे बड़ा amount कौन सा है which becomes part of dead weight? Cargo, fuel, water, ballast water, stores.
Cargo.
So
Cargo.
Yes, cargo is the highest amount in this. So main component of dead weight is
Cargo.
what is that?
Cargo.
Cargo, sir.
Yes, because ship is designed to carry cargo, no? So cargo is main component of your dead weight. So somebody asks you dead weight, then cargo you should not forget. Cargo is main component of your dead weight. So एक आपने देखा light weight, दूसरा देखा dead weight. Now third one we will come to. Third one we are coming is displacement. Okay, displacement. And why this word displacement is coming for this ship? So let us come back to again your motorcycle story. So motorcycle, one is brand new motorcycle taken from the showroom, weight of that. Then added weight with cargo, water, fuel, your stores is added weight. So दोनों जोड़ दो दोनों, light weight plus dead weight, add together will give you displacement. And this word means add together for motorcycle story, we add together and then we say it is total weight, gross weight, total weight of the motorcycle together with everything. Okay, but here on ship we are using word displacement. Because why? Because suppose this motorcycle, suppose you put in water, suppose bucket of water, you bring huge bucket tub and put motorcycle, what will happen to water?
It will get displaced.
Equal
to the weight of
and water will come out. Okay, so because ship is floating in water and water is getting displaced, that is why it is taken as displacement. This word is taken as displacement, which is total weight. And then displacement is light weight of the ship plus dead weight. So it is total weight of the ship. Appreciate all these 3 points?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Dead weight. What
Yes.
is the second largest component? It is fuel or ballast?
Ballast. Sometimes ballast, sometimes fuel. Sometimes why I'm saying
almost
see,
same.
every ship will have 1/3 of its capacity ballast when ship is empty. But when cargo is there, then cargo is largest quantity and second largest quantity will be fuel.
Okay.
Ballast will be minimum. Ballast should be actually theoretically it should be 0, because every ton of ballast you have on ship, you are carrying less cargo.
Okay. If
Yes
the
or no?
cargo is dead weight, if it is volumetric, ballast will increase.
No, I could not get.
If the cargo is volumetric, the ballast will be the second highest quantity, right?
No. Volumetric cargo, if you require, see what I'm saying, 1/3 quantity of your dead weight or capacity of the ship is required to be ballast. So suppose 100-ton ship is the capacity, 33 tons of ballast capacity is there. So whenever ship does not have cargo, ship will have 33 tons of ballast to make safe voyages through ocean. So suppose you are having 33 tons of cargo, do you require ballast?
No.
No, sir.
बस खत्म हो गई बात.
Okay.
So suppose you are having 10 tons of 20 tons of cargo, then how much ballast you will require for 100?
13%.
13, yes, very correct. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So these three things are very easy to remember. All these three things, lightweight, deadweight, and displacement, are actual measurement of weight. मतलब आप वे ब्रिज में जाओ, स्प्रिंग वे मेंट करो, तो you will get it. Okay, actual weight. Why I am saying actual weight? That you will realize now. Okay, why I am saying actual weight? They call actual weight. Now, next one, gross register tonnage. These are not actual weight now. This is something equivalent to weight. Okay, ये actual weight है 1, 2, 3. But fourth one, gross register tonnage, which is called as GRT. So GRT of the ship is actual measurement where you keep cargo. So volume of the cargo holds, volume of the ship is measured and converted into gross tonnage. So what is the conversion factor? Is 100 cubic feet is equal to 1 GRT. So suppose you are having 1000 cubic feet is the volume of the ship, which is going to be using for cargo. 1000 cubic feet is volume. Okay. So how much GRT they will declare?
10 GRT.
10 GRT. Is it weight? Weight hai?
No, sir.
It is
It
not
is the
weight.
volume.
It is equivalent to, it is said as GRT. It says gross registered tonnage, but it is not. It is volume converted into equivalent tonnage. Okay. For payments, when ship goes into port, ship goes by Panama Canal, Suez Canal, then you have to pay some fees, and those fees are paid as per GRT of the ship. Okay, so for that purpose, this GRT concept is there. So volume of the ship, okay, which is going to be utilized for cargo, whether empty or loaded, you have to pay the tonnage. You have to pay the tax or whatever freight or not freight, tax or the fees or the charges. Suppose ship is going through Panama, Suez Canal, then you pay as per GRT, irrespective how much cargo you have. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, net registered tonnage. It is the tonnage remaining after allowances for propelling power, crew, okay, and spaces for navigation have been deducted from gross tonnage. So gross tonnage is basically, this is gross tonnage, entire volume of the ship divided by 100 is 1 GRT. Okay. And net,
it is entire volume of the ship, or it is entire volume of the cargo carrying
no,
hatches?
it is entire volume of the ship.
Okay.
See here, gross registered tonnage is measurement of total internal volume of the ship measured, total internal volume. And now net registered ton is, it is tonnage remaining after allowances for propelling power, crew spaces, accommodation, and navigation spaces. Because every ship, the owners are saying, why should I pay for entire GRT, the charges? Okay, so I will pay only for net. So net means ये तो ship के साथ रहेगा ही रहेगा. This all, this propelling power means engine room and crew spaces, accommodation, and navigation space, control, bridge control station. So all these things are required for every ship. So this is not my commercial activity. So these spaces will be deducted from GRT, and that will be called as NRT, net registered tonnage. So dono GRT and NRT, they are not actual measurement, but they are said GRT is gross registered tonnage and net registered tonnage. Is it clear?
Sir, can you please repeat GRT once again?
GRT you calculate total volume of the ship, okay, internal volume, and then you divide by 100. Volume you calculate in cubic feet volume, okay, and you divide by 100. Whatever answer you get, suppose you are getting 100 cubic feet, divide by 100, how much it will be? 100 cubic feet volume of the ship, divide by 100.
1, sir.
1 cubic. So ship's GRT is 1 cubic, 1 gross tonnage, okay, gross registered tonnage. It is not measurement of weight, but it is still called as ton, okay, gross registered ton.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Now,
sir,
yes, please.
I have something doubt about blast. I don't know about blast, sir. Can you explain only blast, sir?
Ballast, okay, we will have time towards the end, then I will explain.
Okay,
Ballast
sir,
is
sure,
already, I have explained in the first lecture also in the your current shipping environment, or any other lectures also, I think it is explained already. Ballast is what is required for weight to make a safe passage. So if ship is light, then it will not be able to take the weather very easily. Weather means waves, swell, wind. So ship will blow away, no?
Yes,
so
sir.
it requires certain weight, and that weight is taken as seawater. Seawater is put inside the ship.
Okay, sir.
In the designated tanks. Okay, so that is ballast. Okay, so if we are okay with light weight, dead weight, displacement, GRT, and NRT, then we will move further.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Sir, GRT gross registered tonnage sometimes measures in big meters.
Sometimes measures
In CBMs.
So it is CBM converted into ton, no? By this concept.
Is it measurement unit is fixed here?
No, it is measurement is ton.
Okay.
But it is not weight. Measurement ton, but it is not weight. It is said no gross registered tonnage. So here also displacement tonnage. Okay, but displacement tonnage is actual weight, and this is volume converted into tons. Concept only.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now for every ship, draft, whatever draft of the ship, mean draft, all 6 side draft you measure, add them together, divide by 6. So you will get mean draft, and that mean draft you read here. This is the draft column. So you read here, and then you will get dead weight or displacement. Okay, dead weight or displacement you can get. So by reading a draft, you can get from the builder's book, that is stability booklet, you can get the displacement or the dead weight. And if you get that figure, then if you know how much ballast, how much water, then you can calculate reverse wave or how much is the cargo loaded, because that is the what is changing figure. Okay, balance all you know. See, ballast water, suppose one tank of capacity 100 ton. You have made that tank full. Then ballast, we know 100 ton ballast is there on ship. Okay. If you have taken bunker, bunker is very expensive. So you know exact quantity of bunker, how much you have taken. It may be 200 tons, 300 tons, 500 tons, like your motorcycle or car. When you are going to petrol pump, you know how much petrol. You are not just saying that, okay, please fill up my tank. And if tank is full, then you know, okay, capacity of tank is suppose a scooter or motorcycle, capacity of tank is suppose 10 liters. So 10-liter tank is full. So you can calculate weight. So similarly, weight can be calculated and your cargo can be calculated by doing this. Okay, by reading the draft. So basic principle of draft survey, when you require draft survey to be carried out and how you can calculate the cargo quantity, that we will do during our next lecture, which also I am going to take with you. So that time we will discuss, and where it is used, on bulk carriers mainly used, how the draft survey is done, that we will discuss. Okay. So thank you so much. In case you have any doubt, you want to ask something, you can ask, no problem. But as we are proceeding, step by step, we are clearing the doubts. So I hope that no doubts, and I hope that I have done justice from my side to make all these concepts understand to you more clearly.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, just one
Okay.
question. It is not a doubt. If the dead weight of a vessel is XYZ, what would be the approximate amount of, or in percentage, the cargo that can be loaded? And considering it to be a dead weight cargo, like not a volumetric cargo.
A dead weight cargo only. So
Yeah.
weight cargo will be highest, maybe maximum, maybe see ballast capacity will be 33% if ballast is there. But suppose ballast we consider when cargo is loaded full, 0, then max will be about 10% for your bunkers and fresh water and stores and whatever. Max. So that
Okay.
all these things are not fixed for any ship.
If it is
It
50,000, the rest weight would be approximately 5,000.
What is
And
that?
45. If the dead weight is 50,000 of a vessel, the rest, fuel, water, ballast, and everything would be 5%, which is 5,000, and 45,000 load can it take?
Not ballast. Ballast is a separate altogether.
No, I'm talking about all the other fuel, oil, ballast, fresh water, and every other quantity. And cargo that can be loaded would be 45?
Yes, possible. And that is not fixed for any ship. See, I will tell you what for ship is built. If ship is built to make passages, say 30 days passage, ocean passage, or ship is built to only do coastal passages, or ship is only you are using it for short run, built for that, then all these capacities will be differing. Understand?
Okay.
If your ship is suppose not going to have this thing any stop when crossing Pacific, okay, which may take about 30 days. So you must have bunker capacity also large.
Full.
You will have
Yeah.
bunker quantity also large. But suppose your ship is only doing from Bombay, Cochin. Why you will build so huge bunker capacity and lose your this thing capacity?
Cargo.
Yes, no. So it depends on how you have constructed the ship. So owners are asking, these are all what we said tailor-made ships.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So if nothing more is there, then I will say bye.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm not sure when next your this shipping management, not shipping management, shipping practices lecture is there. When is that? Timetable?
No one knows.
Neither we know.
Is it there before Diwali or not? Not before Diwali. No, I don't think before Diwali any lecture is there. So I wish you all the season's greetings and happy Diwali. Stay safe.
Happy Diwali, sir. Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali, sir.
Yeah, happy Diwali and
Happy
take
Diwali, sir.
Happy Diwali, sir.
If you have not taken both vaccines, please take both vaccines. Second dose of vaccine is also very important.
Vaccination done, sir.
Both those are very, very important.
Yes. So thank you so much and bye. Happy Diwali.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Happy Diwali.
Okay.
Happy New Year. Bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you.